We slowed down a bit this week at Tumbleweed and Turkiye, but we still saw a fascinating Ottoman bridge. Google took us straight through the market. We found some goats and had our plans changed by snow. I'm Jill, and this is Terry, and together with our Huli Turkiye and our band Tumbleweed, we're traveling the world. And this is Turkiye in flying Huli mode. This is what the countryside looks like without the benefit of the irrigation projects from the Euphrates and Tigris rivers. It's pretty arid country. This is the town of Savur. It's supposedly what Mardin looked like 20 years ago, before it got all touristed. It's definitely like Mardin in that it's crawling up a hillside. No place to park. Google directed us directly through the weekly market, and we were just lucky that before it got to pedestrian pass only, we were able to find a parking lot. This is kind of intriguing and makes me a bit squeamish. I don't know that I've ever seen hoofs for sale before. I'm guessing it's for the gelatin. And just like Italy, it's about seeing your friends, in addition to getting your shopping done. And these weekly markets are why there's no great produce in the supermarkets. All the great produce is in the market. It's really fun to see all the amazing produce. Root vegetables, but also tomatoes, cucumbers, citrus. Look at the blood oranges. Red and orange. Works for me. When I first glanced at this, I thought bread, but looking closer, I think it's more like a turnip. They've got a pretty healthy diet here. Lots of seeds and nuts and lentils and pulses. So can't complain about that. Terry? I'm guessing we could have gotten our walnuts cheaper. Lots of Turkish delight. Look at that cabbage and broccoli. Oh, wow, look at the greens. Oh, yum. Another thing about Turkey's markets, they've got great citrus and also a fair amount of fairly hot peppers. We've got the shopping done. Let's go get some coffee. I could sit down for a while. Cafe Savur, yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
What you gonna enjoy in here?
Cheesecake and coffee.
A raspberry cheesecake and 2 Diabetic coffee. Okay, so our coffee came, Diabetic coffee, which is coffee and cardamom and maybe chocolate. And then we ordered a raspberry cheesecake to split. So yummy, yummy, and great friendly guy and great space. The guy at the coffee shop was really friendly, and he recommended that we come see this village. Dereici is a historic Assyrian village close to the town of Savur. Assyrians are different from modern Arab or Syrian populations, as they descended from the ancient Assyrian civilization. They speak languages that are related to Aramaic, and many practice Syriac Christianity. We have a grindstone. It looks like it was pulled or pushed by an animal. The grindstone went around and the grain became ground. It looks like the village is getting an upgrade. If I ever came back here, and I don't think I'll have the chance, but if I did, I expect I might not recognize it. It might be lined with souvenir shops. It seems deserted, but it's listed as having 187 residents. but it seems awfully quiet and partially abandoned with a lot of old stone houses empty. We got some goats with some amazing horns. Assyrians were among the first groups to convert to Christianity, and they adhered to the traditions like the Oriental Orthodox Church, the Chaldean Catholic Church, and the Assyrian Church of the East. This is a historic Syriac church. They think it was originally established sometime around the 4th century. It was totally restored in 2006. It's a stone carved structure, and it's distinctive because it's got 4 rooms in the interior. It is the only active church that's open for worship in this largely abandoned and severely depopulated village of Dereici. It serves the local Assyrian or Syriac community. Many Assyrians live abroad now, with major communities in the United States, Sweden, and Australia. Grapevines. Don't know if it's grapevines for grapes or grapevines for wine, but grapevines. We're heading down into the valley of the Tigris River, and it is indeed a beautiful drive. I've heard about the Tigris River and the Euphrates all my life. It's considered, I think, the cradle of civilization, and so much developed here for early man. Riding, farming, early cities. It was essential for water and irrigation in this very arid region. Now we're headed to Hasanyef, another one of those towns that got moved, and then the original town site was inundated by a dam project. But they moved a lot of the buildings to an archaeological park. I am standing beside a lake that was formed from the Tigris River. I just find that really interesting. I got a chance to park and camp beside the Euphrates, and now I've had a chance to park and camp beside the Tigris. They moved a few of the historic buildings into this kind of archaeological park before they were inundated by the Ilusu Dam and the subsequent lake. But it's got kind of a, deserted Disneyland kind of feel. It doesn't really seem to work, or maybe it's not open in the winter, I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting. There's cave cities behind me on the opposite side of the river, but the town of Hasanyef was actually inundated and then moved up to a new sort of austere looking town. But Terry was talking to a guy yesterday, and he got the impression the guy really liked the new town. So I'm sure, ask a different person, get a different opinion. But it seems kind of sad that they felt like they needed to inundate a town that was from the early reaches of history. So anyway, we're off. And especially because it's too cold out to stand out here. I don't know why I didn't put on a coat, but I didn't. But it gives you the kind of a view of the archaeological side, eh? Oh, Desertedville. Man alive. This is an overview of the buildings that they saw fit to rescue before the inundation of Hassenyev by the Tigris River after it was dammed with the Ilesu Dam. I guess my feeling is, yes, I'm glad they tried to save these buildings, but the whole feeling has this sort of haunted Disneyland thing going on. Very weird. We're going to Batman! 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 This is the Malabadi Bridge on the Batman River north of Batman, and it is an Ottoman era construction, but it has obviously been reconstructed in the modern era. Unfortunately, they built the modern road bridge right beside it, so it really doesn't get to stand there in the majesty it deserves. They started building this bridge around 1150, which is really kind of amazing. And like many Ottoman bridges, maybe all Ottoman bridges, they have these archways to the side, and that's an intentional design to let the floodwaters through and decrease the stress on the main arch of the bridge itself. Obviously, when you have the only bridge in town, you put a toll booth at both sides so you can collect when people want to cross the bridge. Good morning. I'm getting ready to walk over the Malabadi Bridge. It's a bridge over the Batman River, and it's originally Ottoman era, so pretty cool. They're always quite high and had a lovely, what I would call Roman arch, but probably not since, you know, I don't know what they call it. There's the water flowing under the bridge. And there's a lot of it because it rained and rained last night. You can see how those trees are kind of inundated underwater. That's fairly impressive.
Yep, sure is. Bright green and frozen snow. Everybody stopped. The entire side of the highway is stopped. Before a tunnel, the tunnel's only 180 meters long. I don't know if we're at the top of the pass or not, but this is bitless. I don't want to move to bitless even in the summer. Well, this is kind of surreal. There's mist on the highway, meaning the highway is probably warmer than the air. They know how to do snow up here, that's for sure. Whoa, that's a classic move. Right-hand turn out of the left-hand lane. Here's a little glimpse of Lake Vaughan, but there's a massive storm brewing on the horizon, and we wouldn't be able to pull off and camp and enjoy the lake anyway because nothing's plowed out. There's no place to stop. Thanks for joining us this week on Tumbleweed in Turkiye. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and following along on our travels. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing down below. Then join us next week as we finally head toward the Black Sea. Thanks for watching!